Hello, I'm Don Wilson, Health and Safety Advisor for Kier Services. The purpose of this short DVD is to ensure your health, safety and welfare, that of the fire brigade personnel and also members of the public who may be affected by what you're doing when you're working at these stations. Please take time to watch the DVD. You never know, there may be something in it that you didn't know beforehand. We're often faced with that choice. Should I? Shouldn't I? If something feels wrong, it generally is. Being aware with careful planning, so as not to rush, and by following some simple rules, you'll reduce the likelihood of accidents. It really is that simple. Upon arrival at the fire station, you must report to the watch manager and sign both the brigade and Kier's registers. If the station is empty due to an emergency call, wait or return later. Do not enter and start work. If it's your first visit, get familiar with surroundings and the local emergency procedures. Before starting work, please check the Fire Brigade's Hazard Information Logbook. This will detail local Fire Brigade rules for subcontractors and any site hazards that you may come across whilst at that site, such as asbestos, working at height and radiation from radio masts. In the Kier log will be a copy of our own hazard spotting survey. Please read this carefully. A risk assessment and method statement must have been submitted to Kier before works can commence. As this will have been done some time ago, it's important to be aware of any local changes that may have taken place since. You should do your own dynamic point of work check. Recording this is worthwhile. This check should include how you plan to gain access, where you need to work. Could you fall? The lighting levels, any chemical or electrical hazards, obstructions, even the weather conditions and risks to others, such as members of the public. Environmental impacts, such as controlling polluting spills, must also be considered. Also take into consideration any waste generated. Hazardous waste, such as redundant lamps, will need a consignment note. Other general waste requires a waste transfer note. If any extraordinary or high risks are identified, you should not proceed, as it may not be appropriate for you to work alone, and you may need to work under the special controls of a permit to work from Kier. Hot work would be one such instance. In such circumstances, speak with your Kier representative.
Mobilise, mobilise.
If you are working when the brigade are called out to attend an emergency, you may end up working in an empty station, so you must have a lone work and contingency management plan. Medium or high risk work must not be carried out alone. Here are some of the more common issues, along with some best practice suggestions. Well, we've covered a number of different scenarios today, all of which are typical, but they're by no means exhaustive. You'll come up against other issues that you need to deal with at the time. But remember, if it feels wrong, it generally is. So when you're faced with that question, should I or shouldn't I, you know the right way to go. Thanks for your time. If you have any questions, please ask.